Hey, everybody. Happy New Year. This is Patti Negri, and this is The Witching Hour, show 1 of 2024. Yes, The Witching Hour, where the veil is thin and magic happens. I have some duo magic, some very special magic for you today. Two dear friends and co-workers of a sort. I actually have Shaun and Cody from the one and only New Reality Paranormal Team. You guys have probably seen them on YouTube, on shows all over the place. They are two of my favorite guys here in the Southern California area. So welcome, Shaun. Welcome, Cody. Thank you so much for coming on and being my very first show of the year.
Heck
Hi,
yeah.
Patty.
It's freaking awesome.
Excited.
Thank you. So let me, for the people who don't know you, or even those of us who do, who may not know, how long have you guys been a team? How did you guys come together? You're a great team.
I'll let you take that, Shaun.
Oh, it's been what, 20 years? Cody
Yeah.
and I first met Cody. I didn't even know him. I had a meditation group, which I was working with his uncle, and we had 15, 16 people in this meditation group. And they went over to a local lake to have an outing, and I came with his uncle, and I looked across and I'm like, who's the guy over there? And it was Cody. He goes, oh yeah, that's my nephew Cody. And I knew at that point that we were going to be working together for I didn't know how long, but there was a connection right away, which was just crazy unique. And here we are 20 years later.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
So if so, this was a meditation group, not necessarily about ghosts and the paranormal.
Nothing to do with ghosts. It was all spiritual.
Yeah. So which came first, the chicken or the egg? Your spiritual work. You both are gifted. Cody, you're more of an empath and an intuitive, and Cody, you're a medium. So were you, give us your story of how you got there, your gifts and things.
Go ahead, Cody.
I think Shaun and I both have always had something growing up, and we've always studied different books like the unknown, paranormal, weird alien type of stuff. We were just always into that, but I think for both of us, we didn't really know what that meant until we came together and we started really diving into this meditation. Meditation led us on a, well, quote unquote, call it a spiritual path,
Right.
and that led us everywhere. We went to Sedona to go on spiritual retreats. We went to East Eddy Ranch up in Washington, which is known for alien activity, which is awesome. And then the paranormal didn't come until, I would say, much later. I was just browsing online. I was browsing, and there's a online thing called meetup.com. I was like, oh, cool. That'd be cool to make some new friends and whatnot. And I was like, yeah, I'm absolutely into ghost hunting. So I joined this team without Shaun's knowledge. I just did it on my own. We weren't as close then. We were so close, but nothing like this. I go on my first investigation with these guys, and I just absolutely loved it. I can't really explain, but my hands, they started vibrating. I started feeling the energy. And it was a place called the Pasadena Playhouse, which we were just all talking about. Yeah.
I woke up.
Yeah, I went there, my hands started buzzing, and then when my hands started buzzing in like a certain spot, activity would pop off. Long story short, I fell in love. I called Shaun. It was like 2 a.m. He's, bro, what are you calling me for? And I'm like, dude, you got to do this. So he signed up, and then we've been doing it ever since.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah. It's so funny because I've known about being an LA girl, the Pasadena Playhouse forever. I have seen plays at the Pasadena Playhouse. I have never done anything similar or close to an investigation there. But I do know as a rule how haunted theaters are. And that is an old, storied, beautiful theater. So that is great. And when did you guys decide to become the New Reality? You just stuck together and you became.
Yeah. Go ahead, Shaun.
We first started with Para. That was the group that Cody worked with. He said, hey, they're getting ready to do this canyon, which is over by actually LA. We went to this canyon, and it started right away to where our collaboration, we could tell something was going on that we were trying to understand. And it seemed like wherever we would go, activity would start ramping up. Crazy things happen. I had a K2, and they said, this is the death tree. And I brought my K2 and I put it next to it, and I asked for something to come talk to me. And I had 3 or 4 different people that had been on this team for a long time, and they were all standing behind me. And I said, I hear you walking around below. Can you come up to me? And you hear this quick footsteps, and then all of a sudden my K2's in the red. We heard it come up, and it was in the red. It was funny because it startled one of the seasoned paranormal team. And I'm going, I looked at him, I'm like, really? Like I'd never done this before. But we were so natural at it. But so we started with para, and then we went into, they had another really good guy on their team, and they actually created a team called Cops and wanted us to be the co-founders. We didn't get into that because I got an ugly attachment, so we backed off. But what's it been, 2 3 years, 2.5 years that we've become the new reality?
Been about it's almost been about 3 years now that we've started the new reality journey, if you will, and 3 years actively posting. I'd say 2 years actively posting on YouTube. So
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. It seems longer to me for some reason,
yeah,
Yeah.
it
which
does.
is a compliment, not like seems
Right,
longer.
right.
It just seems like you have always been a part of the landscape, a part of the world. So, how do you guys, speaking, you got an attachment. This is a very spiritual oriented and self help show. And many of us are paranormal investigators, ghost hunters, whatever you want to say. How do you bring your spiritual practice into paranormal investigations for your protections, for your clearings, and stuff like that? Do you guys have different techniques, same techniques? Do you work together?
Yeah, we for sure work together, and we for sure have the same techniques. We're big believers of angels. We work with angels every single day, and we use them on our investigations. But I think the main thing that people need to realize, or if you're going to start doing this, is faith is huge. You really have to have faith in something and hold on to that, because that's going to be your ground and that's going to be your strength when it comes to dealing with these different type of entities. Because Sean and I, when he briefly talked about his attachment, which I'm sure we'll get into, but we weren't even investigating. We were at a graveyard scouting, and
Yeah.
he got attacked, or he got jumped. I'll say jumped, and then months passed, and he had an attachment. So you really have to have a firm grasp of faith, if you will, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. And we hold on to that a lot. And him and I, we have a very, I guess, we understand everything the same, if that makes sense. So it's almost double instead of single.
That's good.
Yeah.
When we come together, there is, I like to call it magic, even though people are like, oh, that's all fairy tale. But when we come together, something about our energy it sets up the area that we're in to where we are the most conductive to create actually interaction with spirits. And because
Mm.
if you go to our channel, the new on the new reality on YouTube, you will see that we capture so much activity. It's crazy to see how much, especially EVPs, they want to talk to us. I believe it's because of what we talked about, the metaphysical side of us. We're obviously, I'm a medium. Cody's very empathic. He's a Reiki master, which is just a title, but he knows how to work with energy. So when we have to go into a place to even clear a home, we bring this beautiful angelic magic and we clear it with obviously guidance. But yeah, it's a magical experience every time we go to do something. It's really,
I I would say, and that is because of your spiritual base, your spiritual base. Because me too, people go, you can call it in, you can call in spirit. The respect place you come from, the faith place you come from, again, whatever your specific belief system, I think that changes everything.
mm,
Spirits, good, bad, and indifferent, are going to react differently and more positive.
yeah.
But there is stuff you do have to do, protection techniques, no matter what, no matter how careful you are, no matter how much faith or what your belief system, stuff
Yeah.
happens.
What I believe too is when you're coming from a place of light, if you will, metaphysically, you're really going to want to attract the darkness as much because they don't want to see that light, right? Especially when you're in a place of maybe their domain or their location. They see a couple lights come in, they want to interact. And sometimes it is aggressive. And I think that's why we do get a lot of like throwing of rocks and knocking hard on the walls. And we've caught like things appear and hit Cody in the leg. We've had amazing things happen. Are you kidding me? Like it's mind blowing. I go through all the static cameras. Cody's obviously a very gifted person that edits for us, but the things we see when we go over our videos are just it's, oh my god, we get to share this with people, and they get to see what we've done and what we've captured.
That's great. So now, do you guys feel, because I really do you guys feel that activity is amping up right now, whether it's the thinning of the veil or that new age of Aquarius coming in, whatever the energetics is different?
100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
And
Because
Yeah.
I think we're also amplifying our gifts as well. I think it's all in lieu of. I think it's all aligning to what it's supposed to be, and I think all of it is amping up.
I
Yeah.
think so too, because you guys do clearings like I do clearings, and there's more and more need for it. Whereas other people, I've never had activity in my house in my entire life. Is now something's going on. I think it's a combination: state of the world, state of humanity, state of everything.
It's a lot more known now too. Like we can go back even maybe 5 years. Like it wasn't really, people just thought we were crazy or they're crazy for doing this thing. But now more often than not, people are reaching out saying, hey, I got this going on and I don't know what to do. I need help. It's more so, it's not, yeah, they need help, but there's two aspects of it. Like they need help and they don't want to sound crazy. So they want somebody to validate what they're feeling.
Which is good, because that's why when they're afraid to talk about it, because they'll be crazy, then they have to sit in the icky stuff, and you don't have to.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't have to. What is the scariest place you guys have ever gone that you really had to pull on your protection or your gifts or things like that, or just, wow, what have we gotten into? Do you guys have a number one's place, or together or separate?
I got this, Shaun. Ready? So we're weird. We don't really run out of places. Like we very much face what's going on. However, I will say there's a place called Papa's Ranch House in Nevada. Now, activity wise, yeah, I was off the hook, right? But I wasn't running. Shaun wasn't running. It was whatever. Now, if that was up until the point where I saw a shadow walk down the stairs and I jump up Shaun's back because I got so scared. Turned to find out it wasn't even a shadow, it's an actual person. So,
I'm like, what are you doing, dude? I slapped my back like a
so
cat.
more often than not, it's more so not ghosts scaring us. It's just the people that are there.
Yeah. I think where I think my scariest was, it was at one of the mills, not Donovan. What was the other one? What was that?
Crown Point Mill?
Yeah. Yeah. Crown Point Mill. I almost died. I slid and almost fell into a mine shaft while we were exploring. And because that happened and I was so startled, it affected me all night. And whatever was there it knew it. And so it kept picking at me. I actually saw a full body apparition at that place. I was like, this thing is dark. This thing doesn't want us here. And it was
Yeah.
taking advantage of me being terrified from almost losing my life. So,
Right.
Yeah, we didn't want you falling down a mine shaft.
no.
So other than your angelic work, obviously working with spirit, do you do physical things like sigils, symbols, crosses, onks, this, that, oils, herbs, sage, palo santos, any of that kind of stuff?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Pretty much all of it. Palo Santo, him and I both have. We have sage, crystals.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
All
have
over the place.
crystals that we use. Sigils, yes and no. I use them for Reiki, but that's my personal master symbols that I do and whatnot. But absolutely, yeah, it all aids. They're just tools, right? They all aid,
Yeah.
it all aids into the investigation.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think we utilize the belief systems of the people that, my cat's trying to take my spot. I think we utilize what the belief systems are in the home. So we utilize that and we work with that. So we'll use Christ, we'll use Mary, we'll use whatever they strongly feel about, whatever their aspects of religion. Because we believe that all of those things have their specific means for individuals. So
Right.
we try to align with them.
See, I do that too. And that's why I suggest people, no matter how gifted they are, learn and study other belief systems, because it's like a template you put on top. And if you're talking to somebody, both the human people and even getting into the spirit world, if you're not talking into their language, but if you can talk in Christ light, if you could talk Mary, you're not lying of who you are, but it's knowing a language of something works with
Yep.
the humans you're working with, which they have to understand too, and the spirit. So I love that you guys do that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And we try to empower those people as well, because I think we have a medium buddy that he gave us a reading. He had said something that really resonated with me, and it was that there is a level of, we all have this light, and that we have this Christ conscious thing that we work with, and at the end of the day, it's a God, right? So empowering those people and giving them and saying you are powerful beings, we have to also back that up. And if they have a mental issue or they're having depression, we can clear a home, but more than likely that thing's going to come back. And until they work on themselves. And I think we're all work in progress as each one of us. And I think knowing what our issues might be is really good to work with. I got off on a tangent there, but I think it's important to empower the people that are in the home.
I agree. But you guys are regular Paranormal Investigate, you have the equipment, you have the K2s, you have all, I've seen you how you show up with stuff. How often do you find that your like the equipment just validates your psychic and intuitive ability and vice versa? That's my favorite thing.
That's the best part. Because at the end of the day, yeah, we want to validate what we're feeling, and when we back it up with what's on our equipment, absolutely. We love that.
Yeah. I know, remember the first time I saw an SLS camera, because for years I'd be going, okay, there's a spirit over there and he's doing crosses with his arms like this and jumping on one foot. You believe me or you don't believe me, whatever. Now there's a guy in another room with an SLS camera with a little green stick finger crossing
That guy.
and
I'm
jumping
that
on
guy.
one foot.
Yep.
It's wow.
That's the Mason Lodge we just did. So
Really?
we
Tell us.
abandoned Mason Lodge.
Tell
And
us.
we had 2 chairs, REM pods on each chair. And then Cody's got the SLS, and there's a stick figure in between the chairs, right? So we say, hey, touch the one on the right. And all of a sudden you see the hand come down, and all of a sudden, beep. You're like, okay, is this not a paranormal thing going on here or what? And at one point, every last sensor in the building, because it's an upper layer, a level, and every last sensor went off at the same time. And we all looked at each other. We're like, that's never happened.
Yeah.
Every last sensor, every REM pod, K2.
It was nuts.
This thing even went off. The EDI, thing went off. Everything.
Amazing. No, I love Masonic lodges because they're built with so much sacred geometry. They're built with so much stuff. We did one last year when we were up at Stefan's place in Ventura. There's a Masonic, not a defunct one, a still working one. And so that's awesome.
Yeah.
Is there any place that's on you guys' bucket list that you haven't been yet that you really want to go to?
On everywhere.
Yeah. Overseas? I'll start there.
Yeah. I'm going to say this wrong, so forgive me, but the Edinburgh tunnels. Yeah. I would love to go there. Yeah. Yeah. However you say it, everybody knows what I'm talking about. I would love to go there.
Mine's Alcatraz. It's pretty pricey, so we have not yet got even tempted to try to go there at this point, but that is a bucket lister for sure.
Yeah, I've never been there investigating wise, but just going on your typical tourist tour there, you feel it because you're on this weird rock in the middle of this water. So I don't know if spirits get stuck there. I would love to do that too. So if you guys pull it all together, we could go do something.
Yeah. I miss it. We had briefly talked about it outside of our discussion. When we have worked together, it's been fun. We've done it like when you lift the veil, my abilities just go to another level. I was like, wow, this is crazy. She's really cleared the veil, and these communication became really clear. I think we worked together already very well. I think we knew that the first day we worked together, and I can't wait to do it again.
I know. And it's soon we're going to make it happen. We are going to make it happen. Absolutely. So do you know what your next location are? Anything that you guys are going to do?
We've got, what is it?
We have a private case lined up in February out in Arizona. That's going to be a pretty big case. And then we are collabing with, we'll not say his name yet, but we are collabing with a well-known medium at the end of January in Orange County. So that'll be fun.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. He's coming out here. He's from Nevada, but he gave us both readings and just, he had nailed it. It was I couldn't believe it because he even understood. He pulled up what we call the preacher. The first sentence he talked to me when I had a reading. He's like, when I look at you, I'm looking at darkness, and there's this thing it's a fallen one, and he wears this brimmed cap, and I'm like, that's the preacher. And he discussed, and he hit it on the head. Me and Cody are very serious, and I think we're very gifted, and we're also very protected. And I think that this energy does not like what we're trying to do. We take this very seriously. We're trying to give a voice to energies that don't have a voice, and to be able to also go into a home and clear it with obviously the clearing abilities we have.
That is beautiful. Oh, good luck on that. I can't wait to see.
That's exciting.
Yeah, we have a couple episodes in the bank that are premiering on YouTube here pretty soon. We premiere every Sunday at 6 p.m. and then we are premiering the Jim Jones Church this Sunday, so that'll be fun. Yeah.
Which Jim Jones Church? The one.
You're speechless. No, it's the one in Indiana.
The one
Yes.
is that what you did with Brittany?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
In
So
there. Oh my
Yeah.
heavens.
Yeah.
Patty,
Place-
like what I felt from that place is off the charts when it comes to darkness.
Yeah.
This episode is gonna be epic.
yeah.
Oh my God. I cannot wait. Brittany Isley, a dear friend of all of ours,
Yes.
Yeah.
collabing with you guys.
Yep.
I collab with her with Ghost Finders. And we went there just as an afterthought of another investigation we had done. And oh, you want to go see Jim Jones? Sure, sure. It's like, what the?
Yeah.
If there was people with us who are again seasoned people, know what they're doing, could not stay.
Yeah.
Stay.
We
No,
actually did a clearing on one of the guys that works with Brittany because
Yeah.
he got some attachment from that place. So
hmm
That's amazing. So when are we going to be able to see that?
This Sunday, 6 p.m.
Okay, on YouTube.
Yep, on
Okay.
YouTube.
All right, that is brilliant. Okay, before we go, tell everybody where they can find you, where they can follow you, where they can watch you, any social media, website, YouTube, of course, because they're going to love you like I do.
The easiest way to find all of us is our link tree. It's just it's linktree.com/the new reality paranormal, but we are on everything: YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all of it. And then Shaun actually does a little side thing as well. He is the Mountain Man Medium. You want to go into that, Shaun?
yeah, yes. Again, like working with the paranormals, I actually work through mediumship. If you want to contact me on Instagram, I'm the Mountain Man Medium. Also, I have a TikTok account as well as I have a YouTube channel. I haven't done a lot with, but I'm working on some meditations and I do mediumship and psychic readings. Yeah, I'll show cards on Instagram, but that's just for collective. But yeah, I got to work next to Patty. It was fun doing those big round table
So
readings.
awesome. We have to do that again very soon. You guys, I cannot thank you enough for bringing your magic to the witching hour. My friends out there, you guys, these are two of the greatest guys out there. Like them, follow them, check them out, watch them. Here's to the new reality. Thank you for bringing to the
Thank
making
you.
witching hour. Yay.
Thank you, Patty. We appreciate you.